Hello, you reach me, Ash Patel from Ichimoku Today is October 9, 2012, where we cover everything in the futures market from commodity futures to natural gas to crude oil to oil, soybeans, sugar, bonds, and so forth. This is a normal disclaimer to state this is for education use only. If you decide to take any trades, you're doing that at your own risk. All charts you're going to see today are from Thinkorswim from TD Ameritrade. Here are our contact details here. If you have any questions, you could pretty much email us here or contact us at any of the phone numbers below. You can reach us at ichimokutrade.com too to access any of the free educational videos that's out there. Okay, so let's jump straight into the chart since we haven't had a chance to really do any of these videos for about a month. On the left hand side is basically going to be the daily time frame. On the right hand side is basically going to be the weekly time frame. So let's go through and start with cocoa. Cocoa right now basically is sitting on a major support, which is basically around 23.67. The key is going to be what's going to happen right around there. Major resistance is going to be 25.35 moving forward. However, this could sit there and go either way. It's conflict between the daily and the weekly time frame right now, so anything can happen. Crude oil here basically bounced off a major support right around 88. And if you look at the weekly, it's really just sitting there going sideways, back and forth, and consolidating. And the consolidation pattern is getting tighter and tighter, so it's going to be interesting to see. Major resistance is going to be basically 94.06, and support is basically 88 moving forward as far as crude oil is concerned. Cotton. If you look at cotton here, this bearish trending here, still a bearish trend is intact for the weekly time frame. The daily is kind of just sitting there getting torn up left and right, torn up left and right. However, there is some momentum to the bearish side again on the daily time frame in about 3 or 4 days. If this thing could sit there and break its minor support, it's 71.44. It does have a possibility of retesting lows of 70 and possibly going back to 68 moving forward. Resistance level is going to be 73.61 moving forward. US dollar. This is going to be an interesting trade. Bearish trending here in the daily time frame, and here basically if you look at it, it's really not doing anything except going a big wide range, but it did bounce off the cloud. Right now this thing basically is at a major resistance at basically 80.25. Major support on this guy is going to be right around 79 moving forward. We'll come back to gold. Let's go look at feeder cattle. Nothing really going on in feeder cattle at all here. Sentiment's changed bullish here, and then this does look like it's in there trying to go bullish here, but it's got to break the resistance at 147.25 moving forward, and the support basically is going to be right around 142. Lean hogs. Nothing really going on as far as lead hogs are concerned. Resistance on this one is going to be 84.05. Support is going to be 76.18 moving forward. Copper. If you look at copper here, bullish trending here on the daily time frame. We're kind of getting top heavy because it's just sitting there consolidating. As far as weekly is concerned, there's nothing really going on there. Heating oil. Here started a bullish trend here, kind of consolidating here, trying to get back to the top of the range here, and you can see that pretty much from here too. But if you look at this overall, this is just sitting there going sideways and consolidating, so there's no real pattern there at all. Coffee, if you look at coffee, this is really not doing anything here at all except ranging between 185 and 159 moving forward, so there's nothing really to talk about coffee is concerned. Lumber, really nothing there either, just sitting there ranging, but the chart looks very ugly for lumber moving forward. 278 is going to be its resistance, 265 is going to be basically its support. Live cattle, if you look here, this thing does have a potential of breaking out here. If it could sit there and break its resistance level here up at 128.73, support on this one's going to be basically roughly around 125.28. But if this could break its resistance level at 128.73, this does have a potential of starting a trend to the bullish side. So this is definitely one to watch. Natural gas, you can see the push here upward. Basically, it's being bullish trending here. It just got to the top of the clouds. Now it's basically at a major resistance right now, which is basically, I'll just make it even 3.50. Support on this guy is going to be 3.098. Oh, sorry, 3.097. ROJ, if you look here, is trying to start a bearish trend to the downside. It's stuck at a major resistance, sorry, a major support level 111.84. Resistance on this guy is going to be 128.18 moving forward. But definitely look for maybe a bearish trend to be setting up on the daily to retest the lows and possibly break it after that. Okay, Palladium. Really nothing going on, just going sideways as far as daily and weekly is concerned. So nothing to talk about there. Platinum, this has been the interesting one. Not a lot of people have heard about this one, but look at the bullish trend that's been moving forward on that one. It's pretty nice. And if you look at the weekly here, you kind of had like a little double bottom here, and it's sitting there trying to get to the top of the range here, which is about 118.87. So this thing still has a lot of upside movement here to go. And if you look at the daily, it's still basically bullish trending intact. So this is definitely one to watch moving forward. We went for natural gas and crude oil. Let's go for gasoline. Gasoline's really doing nothing except going sideways, so we're not even going to talk about that guy. Sugar here, it kind of formed a double bottom here. You could see from the weekly time frame. It's at a major resistance level right now at 21.880, so it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens there. Support is basically going to be at 2029. So this is kind of stuck between the support resistance. So there's nothing really right now to talk about on that one. Let's go look at mini gold. Mini gold here, bullish trending as far as daily is concerned here, and you can see it's been trending for a while, but now it's getting top heavy. It's finally, hopefully this thing will sit there and do a pullback, but this is kind of like a triple top here on the weekly, which is at a major resistance level of 1791. However, it does have ability, believe it or not, to break it. It does need a pullback right now. Minor pullbacks levels are going to be 1743, but the major one's going to be right around 1694. If you could pull back to 1694, hold it, and then make another run to the pivot high, it does have a potential of breaking it. Silver on a daily time frame has been bullish trending here, as you can see from the end of August, middle of August, and you can see here basically it's going nothing really as far as the weekly is concerned at all. 30-year Treasury bonds, nothing really going on as far as daily is concerned or weekly. Nothing really there at all to talk about. Corn's really not doing anything at all. If you look here, it started a bullish trend here. Now it's pulled back. 700 is going to be its support, and basically its resistance is going to be about 773 moving forward. 5-year Treasury notes. Nothing really going on here. If it could sit there and break this resistance level 124,247, it does have a possibility of starting another trend to the upside, so definitely watch for that. Soybean oil, if you look here, it's starting to basically start a trend to the bearish side, but needs more downward movement here. If you look at the weekly, it's basically telling you it's consolidating. Notice how a lot of these commodity futures were bullish trending at the beginning of the year, and now they're finally pulling back. This is soybean meal. If you look here, it's at a major support level right now. So it does have a possibility of bouncing off that and heading to about 498.50, which is major resistance level moving forward. 10-year Treasury notes, nothing really going on there at all. Resistant, not even worth talking about. Oats, nothing really going on here at all either. Support on this guy is going to be 338.13, and resistance is going to be 386 moving forward. Soybean futures, nothing really going on at all. It's at a major support, which is right around 1500. Major resistance is going to be about 1650 moving forward. And lastly, wheat. Nothing going on as far as wheat is concerned. This thing's just consolidating. As far as the daily is concerned. Weekly, nothing really going on there either. But the more this week consolidates, the more the bullish momentum is running out. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what's going to happen with this one. That's it for this week for the futures market. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask us. We promise we'll start to get back to our regular schedule and start doing these videos on a weekly basis, or maybe bi-weekly now. But here's our contact information again. Thank you.